Okay, let's start out with a quiz today. Which answer is correct? I'm going to London next month. I will meet a lot of friends when A, I will be there, B, I am there, or C, I there. Please stick around. We'll give you the answer later. So welcome once again to Acquire English Live. This is episode 25. My name is Adam. I'm an English teacher from the States. I'm here as always with Tuan, an English teacher from the UK. Tuan, how's everything going today?
Good, thank you.
Good. And in today's conversation, Tuan, we talk about your trip to New York. So you have been to New York a couple times, right?
Yes, that's right.
How
5-6 years ago.
Okay. How was it?
The first time I went was in the summer. It was really nice.
Mm.
The second time I went in the winter, it wasn't so good.
It's pretty chilly in winter, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cold. It feels a little sad, and it doesn't feel so Christmassy, I feel, to be honest.
Oh, really? It was during Christmas season?
It was during Christmas.
Okay. Did you go to like Rockefeller Plaza and see the big Christmas tree that they have there?
Yes, I saw that. I went to all the sites. Went to like a Broadway theater show.
Okay.
Went to Peter Luger's Steakhouse. I don't know if you. Yeah.
I know about it, but I've never been. Yeah.
Yeah, but when I went in summer, I went to the High Line. I don't know if you know that.
No.
It's like an old train tracks, and they've turned it into a park.
Okay.
In the summer, it's really nice, but in the winter, it was a little depressing.
I see. Well, it's a little kind of a gray place, right? New York is not super colorful, so I can imagine that. Yeah, I've been there 3 times, I believe.
How was it?
I took my wife there during Christmas season, or just before Christmas, so kind of end of November, and we were near Rockefeller Plaza, and I thought, I should show her the tree. She'll be super excited. And we got really close and getting ready to turn the corner. I was so excited to show her, but they didn't have lights on yet. So it was just like a big tree, not exciting. The whole time I was like, it's a big secret. You're going to love this. And then we kind of turned the corner. We're, I think, 2 days too early, I think. But either way, still a really good trip. I love New York. I'm addicted to pizza. So I was eating about, 7 meals a day. I think I would have breakfast and then a slice of pizza, and then lunch, and then slice of pizza, and then dinner, and then later more pizza. So kind of all day, every day was pizza when I was there. Did you go to Times Square?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
No, it's
it's horrible.
Not exciting.
Yeah.
One time I went there, it was actually during the election. It was when Obama beat Mitt Romney. So when they give the results of the election, must have been 2012. We went there. So it was pretty exciting. There were a lot of people there cheering on the results as it came in. So that was a pretty good time in Times Square. But in general, Times Square is kind of boring these days. It used to be super dangerous, and now it's kind of like Disneyland. Except boring. It's like a boring Disneyland, right? So, But anyway, so in today's conversation, we're talking about your trip to Japan. So let's go ahead and have a look at that conversation. That's a cool jacket. Where did you get it?
Thanks. I bought this when I was in New York.
Was it cold when you were there?
It got a little chilly. That's why I bought it.
Okay, And let's go ahead and go line by line and break down that conversation. So the first line here I said, that's a cool jacket. Maybe easy enough to understand. Just says, I like your jacket. You can see in the picture, Tuan is wearing a nice jacket there. I like your jacket. The next line, where did you get it? So it just means, where did you buy it? Did you buy it at a clothing store, at the shopping mall? And really, when we talk about get, there's lots of different meanings of get. So this could be, did you buy it is one meaning of get. Did you get it as a present? Did you receive it as a present? Or did you steal it? Could be one meaning of get. Like, how did you obtain? How did you get your hands on that jacket? So there's many meanings of get, but usually in this situation, we use it to mean buy. Okay. And the next line, Tuan says,
Thanks. I bought this when I was in New York.
Right. So thanks. I bought this when I was in New York. So I got this jacket at a shop in New York. Maybe easy enough to understand. Next line. Was it cold when you were there? So was it cold in New York during your trip there, right? So I think you said one time you went in winter, it was pretty cold, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does get cold.
Yeah. New York is cold in winter and hot in summer, right?
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. And the next line.
It got a little chilly.
Right. So it got a little chilly means the temperature became colder. So chilly doesn't exactly mean super, super, super cold, right? But it does mean cold, a little chilly. So if someone says, is it cold today? Like, for example, today in Japan, it's not, I wouldn't say cold, but it's definitely chilly. You definitely need a coat.
Mm.
But you're not in danger of dying if you go outside, anything like that. But you need a coat. It's chilly out. Okay. And the next line.
That's why I bought it.
That's why I bought it. It became cold, so I bought this jacket. Maybe okay. And let's go ahead and look at our grammar points today. We're going to talk about when today, when. So the first example we had, I bought this when I was in New York. So this means I was in New York and I bought this jacket. So you can look here in New York. So I come to New York, I leave New York. So this time here is in New York. And in the middle of that action, we have I bought this jacket. So we would say, I bought this when I was in New York. So kind of two actions happening at the same time, or two ideas happening at the same time. So be in New York and buy a jacket. Anything to add there, Tuan?
Yeah, like you said, it's two sentences. The connection is the time. So we use when. We also use this with other words too, like who or where. But with this one, we're going to focus on time. So when.
Right. And then the other example we had, was it cold when you were there? So same thing. In New York, we're saying during this time, during your trip in New York, was it cold at that time? Okay. Let's look at one more example. So this is a common sentence. So I will get home, I will call you. So we have right now, in the future, you're going to get home, and at the same time, you're going to call someone. So we can say, when I get home, I will call you. And in these types of sentences, we can actually switch around. There's two parts to the sentence, right? So when I get home is part one, I will call you part two. We can switch these around and say, I will call you when I get home. And I don't like talking about this type of grammar and punctuation, but it is maybe important. You do need this comma here when you have when at the beginning of a sentence, or this is the same structure we use for an if sentence as well. And when if comes at the beginning of the sentence, you need that little comma there. So a common mistake that people make is they want to put will in both parts of the sentences. So I will call you when I will get home. We need to avoid this. The when part of the sentence, so when I get home, we don't want to have will in that part. We can only have will once in the sentence there. Did I miss anything there, Tuan?
I think this gives the answer for our quiz.
Yeah, it does.
So, yeah. So
we go ahead and look at that.
Yeah, be careful. Yeah.
So we had, I'm going to London next month. I will meet a lot of friends when. So like I said, here is our will in that sentence. So our answer is which one, Tuan?
So we don't want to use the will again. So A is wrong.
Right.
We do still need the am. So C is wrong. So yeah. So B is the correct answer.
Right. I'm going to London next month. I will meet a lot of friends when I am there. Good deal. Okay. And next, let's look at some different questions we have here. So the first one we have is, what do you do when you get home? This, of course, means get home from school, get home from work, and it's a present simple. So what do you do? This means usually, normally, what do you do when you get home from school or work? So Tuan, what do you do when you get home?
Usually when I get home, I feed the cat.
So when I get home, one more time here. There we go. Home, I feed the cat. Good.
How about you?
When I get home, I start cooking. I generally do most of the cooking in my family. I try to cook before someone tells me they're hungry. That's always my goal. It rarely works. I've got a 6-year-old. He's growing quite quickly. I feel like he's always hungry. So my goal is to finish cooking dinner before he tells me he's hungry, but I usually fail. It doesn't work so often. So yeah, when I get home, I usually start cooking dinner. Okay. How about the next one? You want to ask this one first, Tuan?
What do you do when you are tired after lunch?
I take a short nap when I'm tired after lunch. Generally, I don't have any lessons after lunch, so I have a little bit of time to lock the door and catch about a 10 or 15-minute nap after lunch. Sometimes it goes
Some
longer.
People would say power nap.
Power nap, yeah. Often I will drink a little coffee and then take a nap, 10, 15 minutes. You wake up from that nap, the coffee starts working. It's a good feeling. I'm ready to battle the afternoon. So how about you? What do you do when you are tired after lunch?
I sometimes take a nap, and sometimes I go for a walk or do some shopping. Yeah, just to try and wake up.
Right. Yeah, it's probably better to move. Probably best to go outside, get some sunlight. But my motivation to go for a walk if I'm tired is pretty low. I'm not super excited to go take a walk often. Okay, how about the next one? So right now, as we record this, it is February 2021. So COVID-19 is still an issue. People can't travel. So Where will you go when you can travel again, Tuan?
When I can travel again, I will go back to London.
Are you getting, is your parents excited for you to come back and visit? Have they mentioned anything?
Yeah, they want to see me, of course. It's been the longest I've been away from London, over 3 years now. So yeah, so it's time to go back just to have a visit. I don't know, it's been I do miss it.
Yeah, same. I think mine is probably the same too. I don't think mine, actually mine has also almost been 3 years now. I think July will be 3 years. Yeah. So this is probably the longest it's been since I haven't gone back and visited my family. So that's probably where I will go as well. It's also the cheaper option as well. When you travel to other countries, you have to pay for hotels and whatnot. But when I go back to my hometown, I can stay with my family. So we'll see. Okay, and the last one we had here. So how about you ask this one, Tuan?
What were you doing when 9/11 happened? So back in 2001.
2001, right? So I'm sure some people watching this weren't born yet. I hope people understand what 9/11 was, right? There's obviously a terrorist attack in New York, and since we're talking about New York today, I believe so. I was in university when it happened, and I was sleeping when 9/11 happened. It happened early in the morning, like 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning in the US. And my first class was at 12:45 in the afternoon. So I had not turned on the TV. I had not talked to anybody. And I went to my first class of the day, and my teacher, who was my professor, who was a little crazy in general and always talking about something crazy, was kind of half crying, half yelling about going to war. This is before, obviously, class hadn't started yet, but he's in front of the class, like yelling and about going to war. And I was just so confused. So I look at the guy next to me and I said, "What's he talking about?" And then he's like, "You didn't hear?" I was like, "I had no idea." So he kind of explained it to me then. So after class, I went and searched online to see the things that happened. But that's kind of my story. I was sleeping when it happened and didn't find out until several hours later. So how about you? What were you doing when 9/11 happened?
I was in England. I was in university at the time in London. We would have got the news in the afternoon. I think as a university student, I was at home a lot. So I probably turned on the TV, and I remember it was like an action movie or something. It was very strange to see. And it was on every channel. Every channel you turn, I remember it was on TV, and it was repeating and showing on TV all day. So it was a bit, I guess that was before we really got the news, not so much news online, or I didn't get much news online. But, most of it was on TV. It was shocking.
And if people remember, I didn't even have a cell phone yet when 9/11 happened, right? It was probably a few years after that I got my first cell phone. So it's kind of a very different world at the time as well. Of course, things have changed a lot.
Told people. It would have been email, would have been phone. I guess face to face, it was a different world.
Exactly. So anyway, today's lesson talking about when. So I was sleeping when I can travel again. I take a short nap when I'm tired. When I get home, I feed the cat. So in the comments below, we would like you to answer some of these questions. So what do you do when you get home? What do you do when you are tired after lunch? And where will you go when you can travel again? So we'll put these down in the comments, and please put your reply and try to use when in your sentence. And if you make any mistakes, we can go ahead and correct them. Sounds good. I think that pretty much does it for today. Please like the video on YouTube or give us a like on our Facebook page. And anything else to add today, Tuan?
As usual, yeah, watch the video that we put out on the Saturdays now.
Yep.
Practice, practice, practice. Yeah. It seems like most of you are practicing and watching those videos anyway, rather than, yeah. But it's good. It's good to see that.
Exactly.
People are watching them.
Yeah, if you're unfamiliar with that, so the video we talked about today with Tuan going to New York and getting his jacket, that video was put up on Saturday, this last Saturday. So every Saturday we'll put up one of our listening, speaking, and pronunciation training videos. And then just like today, it's Wednesday. Wednesday, we will break down that video. So those 2 videos a week hopefully gives you a good amount of English practice. But the one on Saturday is the one we'd really like to see people using, really to improve your listening, speaking, and pronunciation. So thanks for making it this far in the video. We really appreciate it. And let us know if you have any questions, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.